I wish good things to you who's watching this. I am Alexey and we have a special Sunday of Carcassonne, and with me today is 22 world champion Arpad Gere. Hi Arpad.
Hello Alexey and hello everyone.
Right, so together we're going to commentate on not one but surprise surprise two Carcassonne Champions League matches. That will be the round of 24 match between Tomasz Preuss of Poland, the 2017 world champion, and Matt Tucker, the reigning world champion. And after that, we will have a look at Croatian play with screen name Bluster against Lichi the Killer of Mexico. And these two matches will decide the final two spots in the round of 16 of the Carcassonne Champions League. You can see the results previously from the week before. So in 2 weeks, we're going to dive into it. I see many of you are here. Hi, Pavlo. Hi, Melvin. Hi, Void. Hi, Ivan. Hi, Josef. Let's do a bit of a pre-match banter. So these are the matches, and this is the playoff bracket. So first of all, this is Tomasz Preuss. This is statmatt. They're the screen names, and whoever wins will be playing in the round of 16 against Xiangyu Qin of China with the screen name Self-Evident 2. And Bluster and Lichi the Killer, they will be competing for the chance to play against Vladimir Chendev or 71st. So in each of these two matches, and especially in the first one, so two world champions colliding. Arpad, who do you think is the favorite of them and why?
It's really hard to tell because they both are great players and they both are world champions. So I don't know. We have to see because this is a coin toss in my opinion. Yeah. So although statmatt is the current world champion, I think the Polish player UX Kuti has every chance to beat him because I watched his match against you and he played very well, and I think this is really a 50-50 match.
I would say so. I have to agree. So it's interesting that I think statmatt has to be in really strong shape right now because of his recent success, and I've seen that he doesn't play a lot of games, but when he plays, he really focuses. But the Polish player, I find him to be one of the most uncomfortable opponents. So he's and has a simply high rating at the moment, still in the above 700 in the master threshold. So I mean, this could really go either way. And they are, well, we can discuss Bluster versus Lichi the Killer a little bit later. So these two players haven't been featured that much recently in international tournaments, but let's just go to the matches because I presume they have started.
Yes.
I'm just gonna go statmatt. Reminder to everybody that this is the best of 3 format, so whoever wins 2 games out of 3 qualifies to the next stage of the playoffs. We have already, the game has already started. 4 points on the scoreboard for the Polish player with the red meeples. 0 so far for statmatt with his favorite yellow meeples, so at least he got his favorite color. Also nice rating, very close to the master threshold, something I know that he certainly would like to cross. So statmatt here in his peak form, 0 points so far. However, Monastery for 3 points up top and Little City at the start, and now an extra Monastery point has been gained versus Scudi, who has 4 points on the scoreboard, and this Little City that is currently being developed. So presumably that's... Ooh, the Triple City does not go next to that city. This is an interesting move. What do you think about the decision of the Polish player to commit a second meeple to all this city construction, Arpad?
Although mostly I don't really like to start the fight for a big a small feature because it's not like certain that there will be a huge ruin since he has all his meeples in hand. I think it's always not using them, so it might end up a big ruin or 2 separate ruins. I mean, not necessarily if he continues like this. Yeah, I mean, Scuti's top city is completely live, so he has every chance to finish it as it stands now. And yeah, in the bottom, that bottom move with the second as it goes, it's a bit weird, but which let's see how it will end up play out. Yeah, and I think Matt was a bit lucky with this Peter tile because he can join now with to the big city on the top, and
Whilst
also
continuing the monastery.
yeah.
So this
Do
is
you like?
interesting.
Yes, sorry. I just wanted to ask if you like UiScooty's move with the city in
I
the
mean, this is
bottom.
interesting. That's why I wanted to ask you. I mean, if you mean the first move, it's a bit surprising to me. I maybe wouldn't go there just yet. So I would try less radical methods first. This move, of course, makes sense, trying to shield himself from that construction. But then I wonder why drop the second meeple here if you're not going to unify it. So the Polish player has very often like an interesting style and plays moves which I wouldn't play, such as this one, for example. Like, this is very interesting. I just don't understand it. Like, why add a monastery? I think I do understand maybe why he wants to add a monastery point to his opponent. Maybe he wants to kill off an extra monastery spot. It just seems a bit too fancy to me. But let's see where it brings us.
I don't really like it because it's if it would be a regular road maybe, but this way if on both sides the Polish player can continue the road and meeple them and also build up his monastery. So I'm not a huge fan of that move. And if he if he draws a crossroad, he can instantly score 2 points and build his monastery as well. So yeah, that's why I don't like it, to be honest.
Well, yeah, let's see if he gets punished for that or not. In the meantime, Scooty's here spending a lot of time with this awkward tile, I'd say, the giraffe's neck. I guess he would want to add the shielded tile to some sort of city, but he doesn't really have any cities open. I guess he could go at the bottom and just add these 2 points, and then maybe block off this square, kind of separate this guy, try to start a winning mini battle. An alternative is to go over here to the right with the intention to maybe attack this square somehow and not let the yellow meeple join the city. And the reason why it could be an interesting move is because eventually yellow will want to finish his monastery, but as yellow finishes his monastery, this will increase the vulnerability of this square, so maybe the yellow meeple will gonna get blocked. However, I can see another alternative, so maybe if red plays this move, yellow just draws a city cap, goes YOLO, goes over here, places the meeple over here, and tries to take over the city completely, which is why the Polish player does not do that and opts for the more conservative move with extra 2 points at the bottom.
Yes, I think this is a better move in my opinion. Yeah, so down there it will be most likely a ruin anyway. And if he goes on the other city, it opens up for attacks, and it would be devastating if Matt takes that city completely.
Indeed. And this is an interesting spot for Matt here as well. So speaking about taking the cities completely, wow, he chooses to just unify the cities. I'm surprised. If I were Matt, I would just use the shielded tile to start a new city, maybe on the left, or just do something else with it. I guess he just wants to keep it simple, keep things balanced, and simply use his advantage with the monastery, right? Because he still has these implicit 8 points here, which will turn into 9 points soon enough. So he's not in a rush to build any new features. Scooty's starting a new city. Matt is getting a triangle. Again, difficult tile because, like, he technically wants to go here to join the big city, but as soon as he does, red will try to rejoin again, so he can't really risk that. It's a very interesting meeple here that it sort of has to stay put, and then the only thing that you can really put here is like a triple or quadruple city tile, but do you have time to wait for that? So how does yellow resolve the situation around this city connection? What do you think, Arpad?
To be honest, I'm not completely sure, because if he cannot join with a Dorito because it opens up to attack for the other player and also leaves the monastery open for attack. But if he finishes the monastery first, unless it's a dagger, he opens up the city for attack. So it's a 22 catch, or how do you say it? Sophie's choice of some kind.
Yes. We
Um,
could say Sophie's catch.
yeah, Sophie's catch. Yeah, maybe maybe continue the road in the top and meeple the city. That way, the Polish player cannot continue his road. And yeah, because if the Polish player continues his road on the with a straight road, for example, then it will open up for attack the monastery that way also, and it will make a bit, maybe a bit later in attack the road meeple of Matt also. So that way he could protect from that attack.
Yeah, I'm loving that idea, and there's just so many levels to this because this is, first of all, of course, an indirect protection from attack, meaning that this monastery is likely safe, but it's also more than that because yellow can like build up the city at the top, then maybe block the square, enjoy a nice mini battle, and I like your idea so much better than what Matt did right now. I think it even has to be a mistake on the part of World Champion because the move that you suggested was just so good. So far, a point for the 2022 World Champion if you were to play together.
Yeah.
Oh, that's actually an interesting question. If you were to play together against Matt, who would win?
I played against him and I lost. So yeah, it was the second to last match in the last year's championship in the group stage, and I lost by like a couple of points, like 2 or 3 points or something. No, it was even closer than that. I think it was only 2 points.
2
Yeah,
points.
2
I
points.
saw that match. It was super interesting.
Yeah.
Well.
So last time he beat me. So let's see if I will have the opportunity to play against him again. Maybe this year. We're gonna see.
So it's interesting. So like you lost against Matt in round 4 of the World Championship. I lost against Matt in the final of the World Championship, and here we are both like have the audacity to criticize his moves. Yeah. But anyway, so far this is sort of working for him. I mean, I presume he's gonna finish his monastery because Scooty here has started to put some pressure. And I think if he doesn't finish his monastery soon enough, then this meeple could get lost, and it's certainly not something that what the reigning world champion would want. If he finishes his monastery, he's going to be 15 points on the scoreboard. Could meeple the road, could maybe leave it empty. It's sort of not a matter of taste, but it's a small detail that requires some consideration. And of course, he has the city open at the top. Like the position of yellow is looking pretty good, whilst red has this open city at the bottom too, but for now it only has one piece, and we see exactly that Matt does finish his monastery, chooses not to meeple the road. Let's see what happens next. Scooty has a curve, has a variety of options. He could either start a 3-point road over here, or maybe start some blocking moves like over here, trying to annoy this city, or over here, trying to annoy this city connection, or maybe something else. What are your ideas for this curve, Arpad?
Yeah. I would have continued the meeple the road with the 3-point road because you have a lot of meeples, and but this move is also understandable. You don't want the other player to attack that city. It would be huge if any of those players could take it to steal the whole city. That's why I didn't really like that move. I would rather put the curve one tile in the top. I mean, to protect, and you cannot. It's a bit safe for your monastery. With a curve, you can still finish your monastery, but you don't let your opponent attack the city. In this case, it ended up not being an issue because the Polish player drew a curve, so he couldn't attack the city. But I would bet $100 that if the Polish player drew a Dorito or a city cap, he would have tried to steal the city.
For sure he would. I guess maybe the consideration of Matt was something that if you were to attack the city, let's say with a city cap and then a triple city, that there would be a platform for yellow to reconnect. So maybe that's why he chose to finish the monastery. But this is all in the past now, and players are
Yes.
really taking the time, and Matt is. Well, hopefully he doesn't lose on time and rob us of all the entertainment of watching this game until the end. Because I need to remind you that the way the format works is that if you're out of time, you're lost. That's it. And this is exactly what happened in one of yesterday's matches that basically decided the fate of the entire match. Just one of the players' time management. Unless you've seen, go watch yesterday's stream and give me some engagement. I'm pretty sure you're going to enjoy it. So Matt continues his city at the top. I presume Scooty is going to either start a new city on the left or a new city somewhere. Maybe a new city like over here at the bottom. But I'm pretty sure that Red is not going to finish his city. Yeah, exactly. Ooh, but he chooses to start it on the right, and this is very interesting. It looks vulnerable, right, because somebody could attack this city. But the idea is that if yellow attacks the city with a curve, it suddenly opens up this square to attack. And so yellow cannot really do that. I like this spatial idea of those cities which look dangerous but are in fact safe.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, difficult tile for Matt again. These giraffe necks are quite hard to deploy, and as we see previously, Scooty, I think, thought for full minutes at least before getting the 2 points extra. Now Matt just dumps the city tile. Oh no, he starts a new city. Now that's a courageous move. Chooses not to engage in any direct confrontations, chooses to simply build nearby, I think trying to build up on his quarter lead, and a huge tile for Matt. As Scooty took 2 points for the road and opened up an attacking platform, Matt immediately drew a tile that gives him a city back, and now 26 points versus 14, 12 points ahead on the scoreboard, 1 meeple extra, and it should seem that yellow is in the driver's seat now.
Yes, he has a commanding lead, but oh no, no. Why do you? I don't like throwing monasteries for like 2-3 points.
Yeah,
And
you would
they were
have
planned.
preferred to meeple the monastery somewhere, right?
Yes, of course, I like monasteries, and I think there was a few places where you can put it.
Well, we are on the same page about monasteries, not at the same page with Poland. Although Poland, I mean, there are a lot of monasteries in Poland. I think this should have influenced this player's playing style, but not sufficiently, apparently. Both players are continuing their cities, having shielded tiles, about to get some points on the scoreboard. Matt starting a new city on the left and at the same time bothering the city of Scooty, but immediately again Scooty draws a tile that gives him a meeple back, and a very nice farmer here preparing to have a 9-point field, preparing to attack Matt's city on the left. Still Matt's city on the right here is vulnerable. Both players now have equal points, and it looks like an equal game again.
Yes, the only issue is for Matt is that his city in the bottom right is a bit vulnerable, because if the Polish player draws a curve and puts it on top of the top of his city, it will be a single tile left to connect to finish that city. If I counted it correctly, 2 of the daggers already out.
I think 2 of them are out indeed. So one is here and one is here. And of course, there's always the threat to do this. Aha, interestingly. So finally, one of the players decides to attack the shared city here at the bottom. And actually, I really like this move by Scooty here, because there's still 3 tiles that fit into this square. And if Matt wants to block this, it's actually really hard, because... oh no, there's only 2 tiles left. So then I'm not sure how much I like this move, but I mean, whatevs. Because there's some Doritos already used, there's some triple cities that are already used up. But it's still very hard to block, because let's say if yellow wants to block the square, then yellow has to either continue red city and use a city tile and add points to red with no guarantee for a successful block, or yellow has to go over here and then block his own meeple. It's a very tricky situation for Matt. I mean, of course, he could also simply draw the tiles, both tiles that fit into this square, and be just fine about it. Another 4 points for Scooty. Scooty's now in the lead. Matt draws a straight road. What does he do with it? Does he use it as a road tile? Or does he maybe drop a farm or some here? So there's a nice field for 2 cities, lots of green squares. Do you go for a farm here, Arpad, or are you a bit more patient?
I wouldn't go for a farm. It's 6 points. It's not bad, but I would rather if I had to go for a farm, I would go on the bottom part because that has the potential to grow a bit larger. I mean, the top one also has the potential to go larger, but yeah, there are plenty of monasteries left, and I would rather use my meeples for those monasteries, and I don't want to meeple farms too early. It's not like the Polish player will rush to meeple that top farm with only 2 cities, in my opinion.
Yeah, this is interesting. And so Matt agrees with you, and Matt chooses to go over here, kind of restricting the potential of yellow small farm at the bottom. And Scooty draws a dagger tile that fits into the city nicely, but I don't think he's going to go over here because he really doesn't have an intention of finishing this city. It's just more about getting the points for the ruin if the connection is successful. So you said that he might not drop a farmer, but I definitely see Red at some point dropping a farmer over here, just not this move. Chooses to, interestingly, start a city not in his field, even though he could have started in his field. He actually chooses to do that in such a way that restricts yellow city, and honestly I rather like this move. It's an interesting decision. It's in so many levels. Like, it prepares this road, for example, and if and yellow can't really meeple this road, because if yellow goes over here, then suddenly this square is too vulnerable and yellow can lose a meeple easily. So yellow just is forced to do stuff like this. Simply discard a straight line, and now a magic tile, an absolutely fantastic tile for Scooty, which seems to me is close to decide the game. Get a triple city tile, 2 points for the road, and now he has these 11 points for a shared ruin and growth potential. And it's also very hard to connect to that ruin because, let's say if yellow somehow manages first to finish the city, then gets a city cap and connect, and then get a Dorito tile, then red will always be able to get back-to-back Doritos or back-to-back triple cities to bring this meeple into the big city and then block the square. And yeah, it does look like Matt will need to come up with something special.
Yeah, I agree. But yeah, it's a bit interesting situation because you have 3 meeples. If you look at Matt, you have 3 meeples, but it's not like a huge field or anything that you could go for to swing back to your advantage the game. It's very, very hard in these situations to get back in the game if you cannot get back that ruin, which is pretty large at this point. It's I don't know what can you do to have chance to win the game.
And the ruin is only half of his problems, because after taking quick points, Matt had his meeple blocked permanently by this curve. There are actually no dagger tiles left that fit into the square, so this guy is dead. This guy will score only 6 points, but still 6 points beat than 3. And look at this Scooty just unapologetically meeples a monastery, looking to get a straight line and then even meeple a road. And well, Matt has the meeple advantage, but there's 26 tiles remaining. Is that really enough time to take advantage of that? Only 2 monastery tiles remaining, a 6-point field which he can meeple a little bit later, so not really much room for personal development for these 3 meeples. I guess I can see a loop road with 2 curves, but all these are just too small. Yellow needs to come up with something big.
Yeah, I would if I would in Matt's place, I would hope for a curve and snatch this road in the bottom. If you connect with 2 roads, it will be a pretty large road, and also try to build up a field with multiple cities. I mean that one where the Polish player put his monastery. If both players can finish their cities, that will end up a larger field and potentially. I'm not sure. It's not a good position for Matt.
I mean, it is possible to do something. So let's say, I mean, this tile is kind of miserable. But if he does something else, let's say if he takes a city cap, drops a farmer before red drops a farmer, then it takes some time for red to get a city cap. Then red goes over here and something. In the meantime, yellow can draw a splitter and go like over here, but he can't because this is what the player with the red meeples draws. And there was this lovely idea with the splitter, like had yellow drawn this, yellow could have gone over here on the right and simply attacked the big ruin, trying to equalize this, but now even that idea is not possible. Scooty's ahead on the scoreboard. Scooty has the ruin. Scooty has the monastery to build up. Scooty has the 6 versus 3 mini battle over here. Scooty has a free open city and a potential to maybe even meeple a second farm at some point once he finishes that city. So Mads with another straight line, see if he can come up with something worthy.
Yeah, and Matt ended up with yet another meeple blocked. Yeah, it's terrible position.
Yeah, because even though of course red just blocked himself, right, because this is a shared square, then yellow will be trapped with 1 point here forever, whereas red meeple already has 5 monastery points and actually still the full potential to go to 8 points. So a classic winning mini battle, monastery versus little city piece. So both of these guys still need the same tile over here, but it's just not something.
And even with this monastery, you have 3 meeples and you draw a monastery, but there's no good monastery spots. So yeah, that's a terrible situation. I mean, you score max 4 points for this monastery. It's at this point it's better to go for the top field and pray that you can extend it and I don't know. Yeah.
Oof.
From worse to worse.
That was like even rougher.
Yeah.
Because now it is like not possible to attack the city, and now everything will just be unified over here.
Yeah.
It's painful to watch. Well, at least Matt will be able to sort of restrict Red's meeple. This guy is like not coming back ever to Red's hand, but Red doesn't seem to care. He just gets a monastery point. Well, Matt, I think now it's time to meeple a road. But this is interesting. If he meeples a road and if the road is connected, then suddenly Red's farmer can grow his field by 2 more castles, right? Because these and these things, like everything can be unified. It's so interesting how Carcassonne works.
Yeah. Well, I'm not sure about the tournament rules. Is it okay to concede the game or? I mean, at this point, I don't see any way to. I mean, he has the meeple advantage, but what do you do in this situation?
I think I know. Okay, here's the plan. There's still 1 straight road remaining. So we go right now over here, kind of trying to connect the fields and then drop a farmer. We hope for 1 more straight road. We go over here and we meeple this wrong load for lots of points. Yeah, wrong order, but okay. Yeah. It's still doable. It's still doable later. And then later we go over here at the bottom, get a curve, and connect to the field. So we have a 12-point field, and then we kind of rob this guy of these 6 points. So at least there's something that we can do.
Yeah, but the 12-point field doesn't even equalize the big city, the ruin. So
yeah, it's a 13-point ruin plus the extra points from the mini battle over here.
Yeah.
But at least, hey, gotta try.
Yeah, I mean, I never give up. So even if I know that I will lose for sure, I play till the end. But I saw that in some, I guess, in this tournament, there were players who conceded before playing to the last card. Is that allowed, or how are the rules?
I'm sure that the rules can be a little bit flexible on that. At least in the World Team Carcassonne Online Championship, you're not supposed to concede unless you lose on time. And well, you're not supposed to concede. I mean, we're streaming here. Just give us some entertainment.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, this is the worst kind of way of losing. I mean, because even if you are behind, but there's at least a win condition, even if with slim chances, you at least you have to go for it. But in this situation, I don't even see a win condition, even if you take the big field.
Well, there's something. I mean, I guess we can go here, take 2. Well, we can also drop a farmer here, I guess. Take 2 points, restrict further the city, and so on and so on.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does seem that Matt actually doesn't have enough meeples to pull something off. Because you sort of need the road, and you need another field, and another field, and exactly, that's why he actually chooses to meeple no field. Because he doesn't have enough meeples to do that kind of stuff. Scooty could just blatantly go over here and expand his farm. I don't think he should do that. I think he'll just take 4 points. He doesn't even bother. He just actually wants to try and finish the city. But this is pretty interesting because there's still 3 Dorito tiles that left to fit into that square. And not many blocking tiles remaining. So if you're mad, how do you prevent red from completing this city? I guess you need a crossroads, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So only 2 crossroads remaining, as you see many of them on the board. And even if you get a crossroads, it means that you sacrifice valuable points. Oh, wow. Wow. Yeah. What a sequence here by the Polish world champion. This was a very nice find, recognizing the number of Doritos remaining. Now he gets the city and he gets a 9-point field. Just beautiful play here by the Polish player. Matt, of course, now with a 9th field of his own, but this just will not be enough.
Yeah. Yeah, it's rough. It's rough, and I mean, it's not just that he finished his city with how much 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 points, but the 9-point field also, yeah. Yeah, there are some cases when maybe you also experience this, but sometimes I mean, if you analyze the game from the beginning, maybe you can pinpoint to some points. Okay, if I had made another move, it would be a different game. But there are simply just games when you have the feeling that okay, this other player had to win this game. I had no chance from the start. I mean, when your opponent draws the exact right tile after tile, do you know that feeling?
I do too. Although I try to practice what I preach, because I very often say about don't complain about luck, and I hope that the reigning world champion follows suit. Actually, Matt never complains about luck. That's his. Well, he sometimes maybe may mention it because of it. Sometimes it's just so obvious, but he has really that British spirit of just not complaining and playing and having good sportsmanship. So we're not gonna see anything spicy in the chat. I hate to disappoint my viewers. So maybe we would need to wait for some other matches. I won't name the exact players, but there are some top players who just love that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I know. I also don't like to complain about luck. It's better. It doesn't help you. So if you lose and you say, oh, it's bad luck only, then you cannot learn from your mistakes. You have to analyze and see what. It's rarely the case that you play perfectly and still lose. So it's better to analyze and see what could you have done better. So I know also I know my weaknesses. I know where I should improve to be a better player. And if you just complain about luck, then it's you won't progress anyway. So it's not worth it. But still, there are some games where you have this feeling that it's an impossible game. Maybe 1 in 20 matches or something like that. Anyway, if this game looks like it's UI Scooty's game, but it's not over, so
Yeah. In the meantime, it's nice to see increased viewership in the chat. Hi Glavier, hi KK Spam, hi Vika. There's still a reminder to everybody, if you're enjoying this, do meeple the like button to help with the algorithm. And of course, a reminder that we are very close to a important practical and psychological milestone of 1,000 subscribers. So in case you're here for the first time and you want to see more competitive Carcassonne coverage, there will be some more coming in the next few weeks. So do subscribe and click the bell icon for notifications. Okay, statmatt's now getting finally a nice tile. But he's choosing whether to finish the city or to finish the road, and maybe even if he has any shot in the game, he actually should finish the road instead of the city, because on his penultimate move he wants to drop a farmer here, connect through some sort of curve or a straight line over here, and then have a control of a 15-point field. So maybe that's the plan, to somehow make the difference smaller for him.
Yeah.
I think this is what we see. I think we will see the crossroads finish, but of course he will be now counting the tiles and realizing if a field connection is even possible. I think it is. I didn't quite check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there is still one curve remaining. And there's still one Dorito remaining. Yeah, this is exactly what Matt does, and basically he hopes for a Dorito with a road plus curve or some combination like this. Okay, so far the plan checks out. Scooty just gets this little thing. And Matt does not draw the tile that he needs. He needed, well, a specific combination. He needed a Dorito with a road and a regular curve. I don't think there's anything else that would have done the job for Matt, but still, great idea. Absolutely love the idea of trying to sacrifice this meeple just to have a shot of taking over a 15-point field.
Yeah. Even if you are lost, you should go for the maximum value and try to make the difference, the match as close as possible.
Vic is asking, what's the practical milestone of 1,000 subscribers? I'll tell you what it is. It is monetization, so that's practical for me. But it also means a lot, of course, psychologically, even though that's not going to be a lot at the start. But this also means that because my channel will be monetized, YouTube will have more incentive to show my videos to to everybody and recommend them to people. So because if the channel is not monetized, then YouTube doesn't have that much of an incentive to show the videos. Well, anyway, this should happen soon. statmatt now connects to the city. Oh, but why does he do that?
It was UI Scooty's
Oh, it was Scooty.
move.
Oh, that's just savage, right? Just to take these extra 2 points and
just
this
1
poor
point.
little guy eating up this meeple. Look at this just gigantic ruin and this whole nefarious plan of Scooty of just setting up this 75% unblockable connection and creating a huge ruin. It's like 25 points or something like this, just almost out of nowhere. It's incredible.
Yeah.
Certainly a nice tile run out, but just an overall very strong performance here for the Polish player. He needed still to find a good move to take advantage of the good tile that he was getting, and the result is certainly evident.
Yeah. Well, let's hope that the second game will be a bit more close.
Well, let's see if they even start the second game soon. Nalarheim is saying that this game is not a destruction, it's a whole decimation. Well, I would have to agree with that assessment, and as a result, statmatt now drops down to the devilish rating of 666, whereas Scooty here continues his ascent into the master category. 30-point win, confident. Let's see if the reigning world champion manages to hit back. Oh, my Azul moves. I don't care. I have to do this in front of everybody. I know that like some of you don't play Azul at all, but basically I'm playing in the qualifying tournament for the Azul World Championship, and these games are super time sensitive. So here, of course, I have to take the 2 blues, and I have to make a move before my opponent makes a move, and then we will be going back to do I take the red or do I take the black? Of course I take the red, because the red is closer to the center and I will get more adjacency bonuses. Okay, we're going back to the list, back to the game. And I know that some of you didn't understand what happened, but basically know that this is an important board game tournament. Back to the Carcassonne Champions League, 1-0 for Scooty, round of 24. The winner gets to play in the round of 16. The second game has started, and now Matt is the starting player. Let's see if he managed to take advantage of this. Starts a 2-point road. Scooty immediately meeples a 2-point city. And now this is already a decision point for Matt. He could go over here, kind of sticking this road into the city, or a move that I prefer, he could go over here, start another road, and create a second attacking platform on the red city. Arpad, for this opening move as Matt, what do you do with this curve and why?
It's an interesting question. I mean, I think I would go on the not continue my road, but start another road on the top of the crossroad to in case that Scooty continues his city to have more options to attack it. Yeah, that like that, and meeple it.
Yep. So, but this is not what Matt did. And of course, this monastery placement by Scooty is great. Very annoying for yellow, and well, difficult situation here for Matt again. Kind of red is having good cities positionally. This city facing to the right. This city is completely unobstructed. Red monastery controlling yellow's road, and all kinds of things like this. So 3 points here for Scooty, finally on the scoreboard for this 3-point road. Matt starts a city at the bottom, slightly obstructing this monastery. Scooty does not get a fantastic tile, but I think just placing it up top certainly is a reasonable option, adding 2 points to his city and bringing it a bit closer to completion. Not really the best tile positionally, because you can't really place it over here and obstruct your own monastery. You can't really just dump it over here because that's not a very good use. So the moves are, yeah, I think here is the best option, because if only red manages to draw a city cap with a field, then he places it over here, and then suddenly this city can be a 10-point city, which is easily closed. Matt draws a Dorito tile with a road, an interesting decision over here. I presume he's gonna go continue his city at the bottom, like this, facing with the city to the right. Could also start a new city on the left. Not sure really if there are many other options. I guess he could also attack this shared city, but he chooses not to, make some more natural move. Scooty gets a city cap, equalizes Matt's city. A reasonable move. Matt now has a very interesting choice. He has double city caps, and he needs to find a way how he can take advantage of one of the city caps and not leave the second city cap in a place which is too accessible for his opponent. So maybe he could go over here, starting a city like this, trying to take over this city construction, and then be okay with leaving that empty city piece. He could also just go over here, trying to create some vulnerability for this square. I mean, it's a really tricky choice. Any suggestion here from you, Arpad?
I don't really like that going next to the both of the cities, because you open up one of the shared cities to your opponent to either block you from joining, or take the whole city. So yeah, it's not yeah, that's actually a pretty good option. Yeah, you need the dagger to take use of the empty city cap. It's not. It's pretty unlikely that the Polish player will draw it. So I like it this move better than the other one.
Yeah, I really like this move. Leaving the second city cap in a secure position and at the same time attacking Red City. Well, he could attack Red City further. He could actually go over here, although that's a bit of a stretch. I guess Matt's just going to play conservatively and finish his city at the top. Or will he? I mean, he might go over here. Let's see what he does in just a second. In the meantime, Glovier is asking how are their Azul tournaments going, referring to the qualifying tournaments I'm playing. Because of the time format, I've timed out of most of them. They're 36 hours per the entire game, and basically this means that you just do proper human sleep 2 nights in a row, and then you lose the game against somebody who's willing to get up in the middle of the night and make a move. So it's more like of an endurance contest. But in one of the tournaments, I'm still live, and I am in the quarterfinals, and I have a decent starting position against the player. So I'm excited about that one and the chance to go to Portugal. Well, Matt does not choose to attack any of these 2 cities, and he chooses to attack a different city, which will now totally pay off, probably, if he wants to go over here. Scooty, in the meantime, finishes the city, not finishes the city, but continues the city at the top, equalizing Matt's city right over here, and he's 1 city cap away from finishing this city for some 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12 points. It's an interesting situation for Matt. Like, should he go over here and immediately equalize the city, or should he do this later and try to take over this city on the left first? So he goes for immediate equalization. So I've noticed how Matt plays. He doesn't like imbalances. He wants to keep things even, instead of, like, you finish my city, I finish your city. It's more like, no, you don't get to finish your city, even if it costs me my city.
Yeah, it's not just like that, because both of the city splitters are out. So that way you guarantee that the Polish player cannot finish that city without you joining it. So that's why I think Matt used that tile to connect.
Oh, that's a great point. Well, Matt gets some road points finally on the scoreboard. Scooty definitely with advantage because of this monastery. I think he's getting an extra monastery point because Matt found a nice 5-point monastery, but at the same time it gives a monastery point for Tomasz. Now the Polish player with a great tile. Oh, let's go. That is fun. Did you see that coming, Arpad?
Yeah, of course. That was my first idea, that you have to go for it. I mean, there's 4 Doritos with roads to connect, and you need an additional Dorito, and that city is yours. And it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, at least 12 points, maybe 14 or 16 if you draw tiles with extra points.
Well. And on top of that, if you get the Dorito and you get the second Dorito, you get to meeple this beautiful road upon completion.
Yes.
So Matt has problems to deal with.
Yeah, but it's not that bad. I mean, if you draw a triple city tile, you have a good chance to steal that bottom city, and that's almost the same points as the other one. So it's not the end of the world, but it would be important for him to draw that tile as soon as possible. Plus, he can with a straight road he can block the 2 cities from joining on the top, and he can expand that ruin to be a lot larger, and that would be on his advantage. Yeah, I mean, they're both 4 points at this point, and if he blocks the two from joining, he will end up with a favorable trade there.
Well, what does Matt do now? I mean, 4 points, 1 meeple. Maybe just get the meeple back? Maybe just forget the whole idea of this project trying to overtake this guy? Or maybe just start another project, go over here, and hope to gain a triple city tile and easy 8 or 10 points? Not the easiest decision here for the reigning world champion, and as a result, he's going into a bit of time trouble, and he plays a move that... interesting. I'm not sure if I'd play that, but sure, why not?
I mean, you don't want to wait for the same tiles and multiple places, so that's why I wouldn't go for the top city to try to steal it, especially if it's only a max 8 or 10 point city. This is a much better because you want some meeples back as soon as possible. This way, if you, it's an empty city cap. If you draw a starting tile, you can get 4 points and also build up your monastery. I like this move, to be honest.
Okay. Well, now Matt has an interesting dilemma again. He could either start a 4-point ring road. He could go over here, place his last meeple, actually start a 5-point regular road because there's too many straight lines that fit into this square. That's a nice pattern. He could, I guess, also go over here and start a road, but then this would also be his last meeple. So this is a difficult choice here for the world champion, which is why, I mean, this move is good, but I would have liked Matt to bail out on the previous move, which is simply forget the whole project, finish the 4-point city, but he's trying to be creative. Another move that I see is to forget about value and to go over here and simply block this square, build up the ruin on the right, and have some sort of winning mini battle. Yeah, so Matt, I think he'll leave this alone. I don't think he's going to meeple this. Oh, he is going to meeple this. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, if he has chance to multiple places where he can recover a meeple, and it's a nice road, and you know that the Polish player will put the Dorito with the roads there. He wants to take that big city, so I like that move, to be honest. Yeah,
and only one tile needed to get him a meeple back. And look, I'm loving this move by Scooty. Right, he sacrifices a meeple just to kill off this meeple, and this just takes so many tiles away from Matt because Matt now cannot get his meeple back with a plain city cap. This is brilliant play here by the Polish player. Now 19 points over 4. Scooty, of course, has the Dorito, but will he even go here?
No. No. Why do you do that? I would rather get the 3 points for that road near his. Because this most likely will end up a big ruin. I mean, not necessarily, but you don't want to make your opponent easier to get back their meeple when they have no meeple at all.
But I guess Scooty's idea is just to simply finish the city, and honestly, I feel like it's gonna work. It's just gonna work.
Yeah, probably yes. But
so as Matt,
at least Matt will get back 1 meeple right now.
I think he has to gamble. I think if I were Matt, I would just go ahead and get the monastery meeple back. Yes, exactly. And just be not afraid to leave an 8-point city hanging. At this point, well, it is what it is, right?
And it backfires.
You still have to respect the courage. Like, you have to do what you have to do. And
yeah, but it's... I mean, it's very risky. And if you take back there were 3 places where he could take back. I mean, okay, you give back 1 meeple to your opponent as well, but you are the one with no meeples, and it's like it's worse like this. I mean, this ended up way worse. And that big city is also a huge problem for right now.
Which is why exactly. So Matt cannot afford to take 3 points, and now Scooty takes 3 points, and this is a 6-point swing just for the idea of restricting this city. And this doesn't even work now, right? So there's only so much what Matt can do. Maybe go over here and farm, or just take 4 points for the city over here. I mean, there's only so many things which you can do, which was otherwise would have been a beautiful tile. Well, he just chooses to clean off the city cap.
But why? Because even if Scooty draws a city cap, he will finish his big city. So I would rather finish my road and meeple the field. At least this way, if the Polish player draws a city cap, he cannot meeple the field as well. So, I mean, it's not a huge field, but it has the potential to grow.
Oh, it absolutely has the potential, especially given the fact that one road monastery is still in play, and it can go over here and bring all these cities and all these squares extra. So we can see a battle for blocking the city, and ouch, 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 ouch for Matt, because Scooty here managed to defend his city with this monastery tile, and there are now still 2 tiles that fit into this square for a 75% chance of completion. And even if the city does not get completed, then 11 points over here for Scooty. Well, life is hard if you are Matt.
Yes. I mean, you have to pray that the Polish player doesn't get the vanilla city cap, because that city is huge. Maybe the only thing you can do maybe is that try to take at least the field before your opponent finishes the city. I don't know. Yeah, rough situation. Yeah, he's down 30 points. The only way going for, the only thing, there are 2 things. He has a better ruin. He's expanding it, and he has a nice road, and he can finish that road right now. That's nice. I think I would finish the road and go for the field right now. Nah, not like this.
He chooses the city cap. I prefer the field as well. Like, you need to start making something happen. Although, actually, it's maybe not that bad. Only 4 points behind on the scoreboard. Technically, a long-term meeple advantage. And I think really just, if Matt manages to draw both of these city caps, maybe he's going to be just fine.
Yeah, but that's a long shot. That's a 25% chance, so...
We're still going to fight for these 25%. I don't think Yellow is ever winning this game without these 2 city caps, so he needs to play in a way that assumes that he's going to get both of them. There's a video on my channel that you can watch when I was analyzing the game between Kithora and Danis30, precisely about this situation where you know that you have a 75% chance of being doomed. How do you deal with that situation? And I think, it's what they should accept, like a negative prognosis, 75% chance of being doomed. Well, how do you act in case of the positive 25%?
Yeah, exactly. There are all these small battles where you can just finish those cities with a Dorito, and neither of the players are willing to do that. What is your opinion about this?
I think I really like it, because what's the point? It's a 0-point move, right? So Matt did achieve the mini objective of having a slightly bigger ruin than Scooty here as a result of blocking the square, and I think that's totally works. Matt has again, like Scooty also is not bothered. He does not want to finish here. Anything.
Yeah, but at this point, I think it's in Matt's interest to not finish them, because he has a nice ruin he can expand, but it's not the case. That's not the case for the Polish player. So yeah, you have to prepare even if you have this nice big city which has a 75% chance of finishing, you have to prepare for the what happens if you don't draw that tile. So it's not just it's not guaranteed. The 25% chance is even though it's not much, but still
It is something, and look
Yes.
at that. Matt gets away with a nice 10-point city, and now, most importantly, has a meeple advantage for quite some time. 36 over 34, also advantage on the scoreboard. Now probably going to get this beautiful 4-point road on the right. I can't really see anything better. And I think this is it. Like, at this point, if just Matt gets these 2 tiles, he wins the game in most scenarios. Let's see if the Polish player has something to say about it. He gets a city cab, but not the kind of city cab that he wants. Doesn't really have a good use for it, actually.
Yeah.
So let's see how he acts. Decides to just drop it.
Yes, and leaves 3 points for Matt.
Oh, which he'll be happy to gobble up. Yummy.
Yes, but aren't you concerned about the big city? That's why I wanted to. I mean, if I were Matt, I would meeple that field, because I bet you that Scooty will meeple if he draws that tile. So
That's a great question, but I think we can wait meepling this field a little bit by Matt. I think we need to, first of all, wait until we draw the first city cap tile, and then we get to put it over here and meeple the field in such a way that merges this field and the overall big field, so that we have a maximum number of farmers. Then also, of course, there's some 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's still 8. There's still 2 Dorito tiles that left fit over here to finish this city and expand this field, and so on and so on. And normally, like, with a greater point difference, so imagine if Matt was not 6 points ahead on the scoreboard, but let's say like 15 points ahead on the scoreboard, then meepling the field in advance in anticipation is essential, because then if Scooty finishes the city, then maybe you have a chance to win somehow. But now it seems that Matt's lead on the scoreboard is not that big, so even if he meeples the field preemptively, well, Scooty's going to win either way if he completes the city, whether it has a farmer or not.
yeah, I mean, it's you have to take what you get, and this 3 points is nice. But he had the chance earlier to. When he finished his big road, he could have turned the tile the other way, meeple the field, and make sure that even if his opponent doesn't take that vanilla city cap, this field would end up at least 6, maybe 9 points. So
yeah, completely agreed. Well, Scooty gets a straight road. So now Matt gets a tile, but we can't meeple the farm yet because we need to take 3 points for the road.
Yes.
Which is, I presume, is going to happen. Finally, somebody takes these 3 points for the road. Okay, what's next? Scooty still doesn't draw one of these tiles. It's so interesting. What he's going to do?
Yeah, I mean, he needs a bit of luck also, because you want to meeple the field when you draw a tile which you cannot use to score points. So, but it's a 12-point advantage right now, and also he has a few points for on the ruin. It's a it's like 4-point advantage for the ruin also, and there's not much else.
Okay, I think it's now, don't you think?
Yeah, maybe.
Now we go on meeple over here. It's slightly awkward, but just why not?
You need some how do we say it? You need some compensation if the tile comes for your opponent.
Because it seems that Matt already has accumulated enough quick points and like a 4-point lead over here, so that's like 16. And if the city is getting completed, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 24 points for Scooty. And if Matt just gets a farmer here, like, he'll be very, very close. So honestly, your compensation idea is great. Like, there are some scenarios now how Matt wins the game if the city is getting completed. For example, if Skuri draws the key tile on his last move and he's not able to use those meeples again. So this is absolutely still possible for Matt. And of course, most of you should be rooting for Matt, because that way the score will be equal, and then we get to see a third game between these world champions. A reminder that the format is best of 3, and if Matt loses this one, then that will be it. Tomasz Preuss will win the match and advance to the round of 16. Matt still thinking, 40, 39, 38 seconds on the clock. Of course, he's not going to lose on time. He's excellent with tile management. He proved it time and time again. Do we have a farmer? No.
You cannot bank on the luck only that you will draw both of the tiles, the vanilla city caps.
Like, I mean, honestly, if I were Matt, I would have dropped the farmer here even. Like, you need to start doing these things.
Yeah, I mean, that was not that was an okay move.
I know what it is. Wait, I don't think I do. I don't think I understand this move. But anyway, Matt's the world champion. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah. Let's see.
Skuri with a curvy tile, not much to do. Maybe he can... I don't know what he can meeple. Maybe he can go over here, put some pressure on the city. Maybe go over here. But there's only one straight line remaining, so starting this road would not be that wise. However, actually, if as a Skuri, like, we go over here and place a meeple on this road, the idea is that now we have 3 tiles that give us a meeple back and nice points. So it sort of adds a bit to our winning chances. As weird as this road looks, like, honestly, it's not the worst idea in the world, if you ask me. Or maybe it is, I'm not sure.
And what about preemptively meepling the field? That's
but
not
then,
a good
then
move.
we're losing, right?
Yeah, if you don't get the tile, the finishing tile, that's only a 3 points, so that's not a great move.
Okay.
But you know that your opponent wants to do that also.
Well, that's why I wanted so much for Matt to meeple this farm, because he's just out of tempo. I think there's a situation where he could just have not enough meeples to play. He would have meepled this farm, he would have scored these 3 points, he would have had all this beauty over here, and I think this would have been enough. Actually, now it's like it's a 90% chance. That's no 95 tiles remaining. I forgot what the percentage is, but basically a big chance of Skuri drawing one of these 2 tiles. If he doesn't draw this tile, then it's going to be... No, it's not going to be 90%. It's a bit complicated, depending on whose move it is. I should brush up on my probabilities.
Yeah. And what do you do with this tile? Do you meeple? Yeah, you go for the field, right?
Yes.
He has to go for the field.
Yeah, he has to, just...
Yes.
But again, so unfortunate, because he could have done that on the last move, and now just gotten the 3 points. Well, it is what it is. What does Skuri do?
Yeah, but I bet you that if he will lose by 3 points, he will beat his head on the wall.
Yes.
With the 3 extra road points.
Honestly, and that's this is like really, really possible. However, I think I see something that Matt can do. If he's the first one to draw this tile, he can finish a shared city and drop a farmer here, and this is going to be like another 6 points to his scoreboard. Skuri's probably not going to have enough time to merge the 2 fields, or maybe he has time now. He can go here, prevent the idea that I just talked about, or go here simply to prevent Matt from dropping another farmer. There's still some useful thing that he can do with this straight line. What will he do? 55, 54, 53 seconds for the Polish player, so also running a bit short on time. Not sure if they have the full awareness of the remaining tiles. At least we know the 2 city cap tiles, but what are the other ones? He starts a road, because they're road ends. This is very interesting. Okay, so now Matt needs to figure out something important. Do we take 2 points? I don't think we do, actually. I think as Matt, we like go here and meeple a 5-point road.
Exactly.
Yes. Assuming that Scooty draws one of these two tiles, give us a meeple back. Then we draw this, then we go over here. I think Matt's again costing himself another 3 points. I don't think this is how you win the game, because Scooty now gets the thing. Matt, as a result, is going to have 3 fewer points than he otherwise would have. And I think this actually could make the difference. This will actually make the difference. Oh, no. Because Matt, of course, now wants to go over here, but he will have a meeple surplus. And I guess also, what else do you do? Because you want to have a 6-point move if you want to have a 6-point move, right? Yeah, this is what he does. Absolutely must be kicking himself for not taking a 5-point road before.
Yeah.
Scooty now takes the road, so he takes more points than he would have. And, of course, Matt will now take a 4-point city. Needs to notice it. Not a 3-point field, a 4-point city on the right. Again, surplus of meeples, and I think the Polish player will have it like ever so slightly. 10, 9, 14, 13, 9. No! Actually, Matt still has it.
Really?
I think Matt still has it, yeah. Just the field, there are 15 points.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Wow.
But again, still, Matt would have had a few more points with a bit more precision.
Yeah, I agree.
So at least he did the compensation farmer idea at some point, and this is what made all the difference. And let's see, I think it's like 3 points or something. I haven't quite fully counted. Somebody's saying GG in the chat. I don't want to... Okay, let's see who's saying that. Okay, Scooty is saying GG, so Matt must have won. Wow.
Such a nice game.
Yes. Beautiful. And imagine like surviving a city like this and being without a meeple for a long time. I think a lot of what did this for Matt is this road. Barely, just barely, with a 5-point difference, the Brits triumphs over the Pole, and the score is tied, and we get to witness a decider.
Yeah. Yes, that's you see that's why I was wondering if the Polish player would have preemptively meepled the field, because you know that for if you meeple that field, Matt doesn't have any chance to win the match. Yeah, you also have to take at least one of those two city finishers, but
oops,
I don't know.
Full game, yeah. But go on. This is so important, right? I have 17 hours remaining, and my opponent has 26 hours. Okay, so here's the move that's obvious. I have to take the red tile so that my opponent doesn't take the red tile, and my opponent will take the gold and discard back to the table list. My opponent is offline, which is good, which means that they will not make a move immediately, which makes them more likely to lose on time. Time is a big factor in these Azul tournaments. So the decider has started, and your idea of preemptively meepling the field as both sides, that was so important, because Scooty needed to realize that he was likely to win, but the only way he would win is by finishing the city, and of course you want to prepare finishing that city. And now let's see if it cost him the match or not, because Matt is now 4 points ahead in the decider. Scooty, of course, has the starting player advantage. He got the curve, he got the city piece, and actually they're now equal in points. Matt gets a 2-point city, now tries to bother red city over here. Scooty, of course, finishes his city, starts a new one, 4 points on the scoreboard, equalizes almost. Matt slightly ahead. Now I presume he'll either equalize the road, which is what I would do, or he can be adventurous and go over here and start a lip-shaped city, which are actually very powerful in the opening of the game. Maybe not in this case for a variety of reasons, but between these two moves, which one would you do? Do you agree with the world champion here, or would you do something else, Arpad?
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. I mean, it's in worst case scenario, yeah, your opponent draws a crossroad and he ends up with 1 point ahead, but it's much better than leaving it for your opponent. Yeah.
So both players exchanging quick points. Okay, like if you're Scooty, just be adventurous. Like go here.
Yeah, take the city.
And simply survive the onslaught. It looks like it's blockable, which it is, but it's like more often than not, it's just worth it.
Yes, I mean, most of the times, if you when you draw a big triple city or a Dorito, there are a lot of situations where you don't have a very useful tile, and if you have a ruin, it's nice to just dump there these fields, these tiles which you cannot use elsewhere actively. Yeah, but he doesn't.
He doesn't.
Yeah.
Chickens out. Or, you know, chooses a wise conservative move, whatever you put it. But if Carcassonne or life has taught me anything, that I think it is better to regret meepling something than not meepling something.
Yeah.
So, you know, you meeple a big city, you get blocked, but you get some points. You can just say, like, I regret nothing, at least I tried, but...
I mean, it's if you get blocked with a big ruin, if it grows to be at least 7-8 points, it's not a huge deal. I mean, if it's much more worse if you get blocked with a city cap and it's 1 point in the end. That's terrible. But if you have a ruin with 7, 8, 9 points, that's okay for me. And your opponent also has to waste moves to block you most of the times. And sometimes it's a bait, you know, because your opponent sees that, okay, you are building a huge city, and they sometimes waste valuable tiles just to block you. And yeah, to be honest, I don't really mind if I have a big ruin which is blocked.
Oh yeah, neither do I. And there's a particular player in this championship, Batal Albotov with Screen and Mujacello, who's doing very well. He has a perfect record, who says that he enjoys getting blocked. Like, he gets satisfaction from getting blocked because he knows that whenever you get blocked, this is a move, your opponent is making a move in which they don't score points. And it's a very interesting take at Carcassonne.
Yes, I mean, there's so many ways you can play this game. That's why I like it.
Yes. And well, but which way do you play this game now as Matt? I mean, you have this interesting dagger tile. Normally, good thing to have dagger tiles. These are city caps. But do you go over here and continue your city, but the city is vulnerable from 2 points? So this could be a bit of a waste of a dagger tile. Do you go here and continue city like this, and then hope to get 3 Doritos to finish that city with this pattern? Or do you just go ahead and go over here, continue red roads simply for the sake of starting your city cap in a safe place?
I mean, I wouldn't waste the city cap for trying to finish a big city. I mean, it's not like it's certain that, yeah, this is much better.
Mm-hmm.
You join the 2 roads and you get the city cap, which can easily give you 4 points. Yeah, and your opponent has to waste a city cap to block you. Yeah, I mean, I'm okay with this. It's much better than just trying to build up your big city.
Beautiful fight here by the reigning world champion.
Yeah. I guess he will attack the city, right? Let's see. No.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He opted to start a new city. I mean, it's okay. You leave your you leave open for attack that city, but it's not a big city, and there are already 3 triple cities out, so yeah.
Yeah, so
It's
for
okay.
example, I'm pretty sure that Scooty is now not going to go over here and attack the city. It just doesn't seem to be worth the trade-off.
Yeah, no, it's not worth it because yeah, if you look at the tiles, there's two of the. Nah, I don't like it. I don't like this one because if Matt draws a Dorito without road, he can expand his city and attack the other one with tempo because two of the triple city with road tiles are already out, so that's a sensible position there.
Well. Interesting developments with this attack, and with Scooty starting another city over here. Matt's presumably going to finish this one first, although of course Matt is also keen to go over here and try to put some pressure on this square as well. Well, this is interesting. I do feel that most often than not, just the Polish player shouldn't really be able to get away with this, but I can't back up my intuition by statistics. I haven't studied this pattern that much, which makes it all the more interesting for me.
Yeah, I would, to be honest, I would finish my city first. Yeah, that's an 8-point city, and a bit. I mean, it will be a bit harder for your opponent to finish his Dorito. Yeah, but this is the very nice tile. Yeah,
Fantastic tile.
Yes.
Yeah.
At some point you have. Sorry.
No, you go.
No, I mean, I wanted to say that at some point you have to start trying to attack your opponent attack with that city still, and this is a nice style for that.
I think.
But
yeah.
But you also would want to start dump it on the field and meeple the field, because there most likely there will be a 9, 10, 12-point fields.
Well, somewhere here on the right for sure. There's so many ways how it could be developed. I don't think it's just the time just yet. And the reason why I like your initial suggestion of going over here, it sort of forces Red to act initially to defend this city. Yeah, I like this move by Matt. Red will probably act somehow. I think Red will actually not continue one of these cities, but Red will go over here. And this will be the little victory here for Matt, because it is a bit of a concession.
Yeah.
And because Red needs to defend this tile, Matt may actually have time to run away with this city. All he needs to do is just draw one Dorito and put it over here, and this will make it hard for Red to attack from the other side, and this city will be nicely covered up for 10, 12, or even 40 points, depending on the number of shields on the tiles. Matt now draws a good tile, but I think makes a mistake. Why not take the 2 points over here and attack the city cap? I think I know why. I guess he just didn't want to leave a 3-point road lying around. But I don't think a 3-point road is a problem. Definitely the positional pressure on this city is something that's just worth more points in expected value, if you ask me.
I mean, in this situation, it would have. Yeah, it's your opponent draw a city cap, and he would. I mean. Yeah, he can just finish the other cities right now.
Yeah, but then as a result, he was able to finish this city. And so kind of it's in Matt's interest to keep this position running for longer. Although now he does a very wise move, trying to start a road and at the same time an attack over here. Now he might do something about this city right now, or he might not even attack it, but go here and try to block it eventually, given the large number of dagger tiles that have been already drawn. 5 dagger tiles have been drawn, so a lot of blocking opportunities. He might even go for the field over here. He might go for an attack over here, trying to equalize this city, because Scooty now took a fantastic tile, took a monastery tile, and is now prepared to draw one of the 3 triple city tiles, or cow tiles as Brazilians call them, that go over here. Which is why Matt chooses to simply equalize this city and not let his opponent to run away with things. Scooty continues his city on the left. Matt is presumably going to attack, as I think he should do, because it's just the city's too good. Or he might go here and start a farm. Which of the options do you prefer, Arpad?
I would attack the left-hand city because that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, at least 10 points if he can finish it, and yeah, you cannot let that happen. I mean, you are ahead with 8 points on the board, and yeah, the only thing going for your opponent is that monastery, but that equalizes, and you would rather try to not let your opponent run ahead with cities like this. So that's why I would, and that's exactly what happens.
Scooty finishes his city, does not meeple the small field. I don't know what you think about this. Would you have dropped a farmer there as the Polish player, Arpad?
No, not really, because I mean, there are multiple places to attack it. I mean, there's right next to it there's a 9-point field, so ideally you want to meeple that one, but there's plenty of time to go for the field, so there's no hurry. Sometimes people meeple the field just because of tempo, but if it's not a game deciding feature, maybe it's worth waiting for better time to meeple it.
Well. So Scooty here drawing a shielded tile and neutralizing Matt's city whilst building up his monastery. Certainly a nice idea here. Matt gets a monastery, but not so many good monastery spots. The 6-point spot that goes over here is a little bit vulnerable because of this square, but on the other hand, there's 3 starting tiles, 3 tiles that fit into this square. So honestly, I'm not above meepling this monastery at all. What do you think, Arpad?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's a tricky. I mean, when you see it, the first thing you see is that okay, it's only a starting tile fits there, but all 3 of them is in game, so it's completely fine to meeple it. And if you manage to draw that starting tile and also meeple the field later, that's an excellent situation for you to be in.
I have a feeling that Matt is actually going to do it. Like, he has made his style slightly greedier for the World Championship, and even the game that he won against you by 2 points in the round 4 of the World Championship, I was surprised how he was quite aggressively point scoring. Well, not in this game. He chooses to meeple a field instead of the monastery, trying to get in control. And I think his plan is to simply get like a straight line or something and maybe just block off the entry point somehow. I'm not sure. So if I'm Matt, actually, what I'm doing if I'm Matt? Well, I could start a road over here, I guess. I could go here or make some sort of positional move trying to bother the city cap. Or I could make a positional move immediately, just simply merging these 2 fields, making it slightly harder for red to get this 9-point field. So Matt goes for the positional move on the left.
Yes. I mean, I think he went for the field because he's a bit low on meeples. I mean, there's a few meeples he can get back. The one with the road, with the straight road, and the other one, if he manages to draw a Dorito and join to Scooty's city. But the rest of there are 3 other meeples which are. I mean, it's not guaranteed that he will get them back. You never know. I mean, if he draws triple city with field, he wouldn't put it there. You don't want to help your opponent finish his monastery, and it might take some time for that city to finish. So maybe that's why he didn't want it to meeple the monastery, because he would have left with only 1 meeple. And how many straight lines are in 1, 2? Okay, there's plenty of straight lines left in the game, so he will probably get back soon that meeple on the road. But I think he will try to obstruct his opponent from joining to the left city with this straight road, because that would be problematic for him. But at the same time, I'm not sure if you are Scooty, you want to do that, because you would wait for the same tile on two places, basically.
Well, Scooty will need to think about this on the next term. Matt is probably now thinking between one of the two things, is finishing this road and dropping a farmer, or finishing this road and not dropping a farmer. And dropping a farmer sort of has its appeal because, let's say if Scooty draws a splitter tile and goes over here, which of course he would want to do, then suddenly there's like a 12-point field that you have, and I think Matt's going to do it. Matt's going to do it. Yes, let's go. Plus 10 on the scoreboard. Oh, Scooty's now trying to win over two big cities. Of course, he's going to prioritize this one. Matt has only one meeple to work with. Probably going to go over here, trying to do something about this city, but will that be enough? Because it's quite easy to defend. He could go over here and move, which I like, expanding his field, trying to get some green squares, and maybe trying to survive the city instead. Tough choice here for the reigning world champion.
I think you have to go for that city, because if you manage to put a road there, there's a 50-50 chance that it will be blocked. And if it's not, if your opponent puts a field there, he will have to wait for the same tile to fit there. And okay, there's 3 left, but there's a chance that he doesn't draw them soon enough, you know. Yeah, of course he goes for the attack.
Yeah, I think the orientation was the issue. He needed to kind of permutate through tiles and figure out whether it's better to turn the curve like this or like that. He opted with a field down, and Scooty now gets a defense tile. Honestly, I think it should be a relatively easy move, so I think you can go over here and just get yourself this 88% chance, right? Getting this type of tile. Yeah, you're going to need it in 2 places, but I mean, what do you care? You can afford to sacrifice this monastery meeple for the satisfaction of completing this huge city. And Matt will now going to have some problems. I think the first move that he needs to do is go over here and not allow red to drop a farmer with tempo when he completes the city. It's like the first order of business, expanding the field, not allowing your opponent tempo moves. And if the city stays put like this long enough, then just like in the previous game, Matt will have a chance to simply chip away with quick points and win the game like this. But I do maybe question the prioritization. It seems that this square is just so much more important than the other one. But now we can't do that. Now we have to go, I guess, over here, score 3 points, expand the fields, and then prepare connecting it from the other place. I mean, 3 points are 3 points are 3 points. And also this eliminates a field connection opportunity. If only we manage to get a straight line, like these 9 points will be ironclad yellows.
Yeah, I mean, you would want to meeple the monastery, but you have a single meeple, so you cannot do that, and all your meeples are blocked, or either on and
oh yeah, this looks like the mistake that could cost Matt the jewel here. He does get the straight line. He would have merged the field, but this tempo move is devastating, because Matt would have had this 9-point farm just for himself and another 9-point farm just for himself, and this would have been such a spatial beauty.
Yeah.
But now, honestly, 8 points behind. How does he come back? Well, there's this monastery which equalizes this field, so this is sort of the same. I guess Matt needs to get some quick points, but where do you get them?
Yeah, that was important to protect. To put a road on the bottom so that your opponent cannot meeple the field when he finishes the city. And yeah, that would, if we would have a road there, it would have been a protected field. I mean, how do you attack it? It's not obvious how you can attack it. And even if your opponent gets a lot of points for that city, but he would have been okay with 2 9-point fields.
But one 9-point field is just not enough. Moreover,
Yeah.
Scooty can just here go all the way, go over here, drop a farmer, and try to get a straight line and even take over this 9-point field. But he chooses not to do that. He chooses to attack a different field. Let's see if it works. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's still plenty of curves remaining, so the Polish player is being smart about this, and he wants to connect here, or here, or here. Kind of multiple ways to do this. So I think if you're Matt, maybe first of all you go here, and then later you try blocking this square. I don't know how you win here exactly, but it does seem to be the plan, if you ask me.
Yeah, I would certainly try to block both of the places from your opponent to join, because that's in that case that you had at least a 6-point winning mini battle. Yeah, if you put it on the bottom part of the road, it's one place. If you can put yeah, if you can block the other side, I don't know.
Well, he tried.
Yeah,
Of course,
but in vain.
Yeah, but that's why it was such a beautiful palmer by the Polish player. You block this side, then just Scooty puts this road here and connects like this through a curve. I mean, there's really only so much that Matt can do. I know what Matt can do now. Yes, exactly this. Trying to get him in a mini battle, but it ain't gonna happen. I'm pretty sure. Actually, is Scooty even gonna bother connecting? Maybe he doesn't want to create shared features. Maybe instead he wants to go like here, score 2 points, and then wait for another tile to go over here. Because it's not like he really needs this equality. On the other hand, 3 extra points for Matt in this mini battle, and this side could grow. So it's a tricky situation. But if we connect here, suddenly Matt can re-attack and get more city points.
Yeah. I mean, if you are a Polish player, you have a comfortable advantage, and all you need to do is, protect your advantage. And it's not obvious how Matt can get back in the game. Maybe you have to go for one of the fields. It's 9 points.
Actually, I see a plan. We get a vanilla cap or something like this as yellow. We go over here, we start a new city, we finish the city with a different city cap, drop a farmer, get back-to-back row tiles, and enjoy 4 more city points and 12 field points from here. So I think that's the plan, which is fascinating, by the way, that Scooty also thinking, he wants to minimize variance, he realizes he's ahead, so he does not connect these two things, which means that Matt could now, instead of going here, exactly, he wants to...
Yeah, sure.
I'm
not sure.
Splitter. He thinks about the splitter.
Probably, yes, but... yeah. Why did he score that 2 points on top with that triple city with the road tiles? Because you see, if your opponent manages to extend his city like that, he ends up with extra 2 points.
I agree. I think it's an oversight. I think he should have scored the 2 points maybe here or here at the bottom, actually, preferably.
Yeah.
Because
there were a lot of other places to go for the 2 points.
So you see, we do see imprecisions from both world champions. And actually, yeah, I have like the audacity to sort of say, oh, this move is a bit imprecise, but I'm literally like, of the 4 people involved in this match, I'm the only one who isn't a world champion. And yet I'm the one who does the most talking.
I mean, you're humble, but I mean, you don't have the world championship title, but you're one of the best players in the world, so you don't have to be so humble.
Yeah, world championship title still work in progress, still like
on the
see it in my dreams. Oof.
Oh.
Ouch. Oh, this is filthy.
Yeah.
Look at Poor Matt here. And of course, credit to the Polish player for recognizing this opportunity. Like, this monastery, this city, it's just...
Yeah. But, I mean, I get that move because you want to... that's... He needed both on both places that triple city with the field, but it was more important on the bottom because even if he didn't rule the separator, if he finishes the city, he gets back the meeple from the monastery. So it was in his interest to go there, even if he doesn't draw the separator, the splitter.
Nice. Exactly. Yeah. Matt, by the way, blocks the city connection. Not sure if that was worth the move. I think actually Matt should have just simply hoped for 50-50 that he's going to get this tile because he wants to go over here. Well, now I presume a field move from the world champion, maybe somewhere here? Yes, exactly. Yes. Skuri gets a city tile. He just gets to use it for fun. Like, he could go here, try connecting to the city. He could go here, drop a farmer and try to take it over with 2 meeples. But yeah, he just goes for the first option to have fun. And can't blame him. He's basically won the game already. So the remaining movement, we just see flexing, precision, entertainment, and we can just...
Yeah, I mean, if you have 30 points advantage and no big feature for your opponent to even have a chance for the win, I mean, you can play whatever you want, almost. He also snatched that big road. 7 points. What can you do?
There was an interesting suggestion from Glovier in the chat that Matt could have tried going over here and over here, trying to win this big city outright. He didn't quite get the cards, but the option was there on the table as Matt takes a new road and Skuri scores 4 extra points. Monastery tile for Matt. Not sure exactly where to deploy it. I guess we need to like meeple it, go here, and then hope for a city cap if there's one even remaining at all to get your meeple back, and so on and so on. Well, let's see what the play with the yellow meeple does. He's quite resilient. I'm pretty sure he'll find something.
Yeah. It's so interesting that even if you love the monasteries, in these situations, what can you do with it? It's your last meeple. You cannot meeple it. It's
okay.
Not like great.
Yes, but now Matt can go at least for something. You go here. No. You go here. You try to take over this stuff. Well, anyway, whatever Matt did, that sort of also works. I guess now we go here. We take the 3-point road, and at least a bit of something here for the Brit. Skuri gets more city and field points. Well, I guess the fields are shared, so it's not such a big problem. And Matt would have gotten that big city. At least he would have gotten this. But of course, he has a different big city for 7 points. And 5-point monastery for Skuri. Well, at least that's something. 80 points versus 49. Just was a tight game, but became a complete onslaught towards the end. And I think really a lot of that, of course, not all of it, but a lot of it is attributed to this spatial move with the road, which wasn't played here by Matt. I mean, would not have made that much of a difference, but it seems like it was a bit of a turning point for the game, which made the play with the yellow meeple a bit more desperate than they had to. An excellent game and duel played by both players, but especially by the Polish player, if you ask me. See you next time, says Skuri. We don't say that to you yet because we're going to have another duel to watch, but let's just wait until the points are counted. Lots of shared fields in the end, so it's going to be a high point scoring game. 25-point difference, 124 versus 99. Matt drops to 68 in the ratings and drops out of the tournament, losing to the 2017 world champion Tomasz Preuss. Commiserations to Matt, congratulations to Tomasz and everybody who was rooting for the Polish player. Thank you, Bogdan, for the updates from our other duel, where the Croatian player with the screen name Blue stays playing the Mexican with a screen name Lichi the Killer. So they are playing another decider, and we're going to head right there. This is going to be our final duel of the round, deciding the full composition of the players who are going to be in the round of 16. So, Bluste.
Yes. They will start the decider just now. I mean, it's not right.
Oh, okay. So we just
in time for the last
timing
match.
is perfect.
Yes.
The 27-year-old Zvonimir Vlajic from Croatia. Always, whenever I stream their matches, I'm liking the new design for the future Croatian team, which hopefully we're going to see soon at one of the online world championships. Oh, Azul moves. Okay, never mind about this. So what are we having here? 16 hours remaining. Oh, that's actually rough what my opponent did. Okay, this one's difficult. Ah, I know. No. I can force the blues here, actually. So let's say if I take one blue, my opponent takes another blue, I can take the 3 blacks. My opponent takes the 3 reds. I don't like that, actually. I don't want to give away the 3 reds. But what else do I do with the reds? Let me think about... Yeah, because I need the whites, let's say, here on my second row, because I have nowhere else to put the whites. Also, I want to group the whites soon in the middle as long as possible. You know what? That's one tricky. I think this one actually I'm going to do after the stream. I don't want to fumble this. Yeah. Okay, let me just have a look at the actual game instead. Man, Azul is harder than I thought. So they have started the game, the Croatian player with a higher rating of 622, 100 points out-rating Richie, and now both have 4 points on the scoreboard. The Croatian with the yellow meeples and Lichi the Killer with the black meeples. Correct choice of meeples for both players, so I appreciate that for sure. Almost a completed loop for the Croatian. Now 2 farmers here for Lichi and 8 points on the scoreboard. Blusto, of course, is now going to complete his city and regain the scoreboard lead, but an early lead on the farms for Lichi, and now another road for the Mexican player, which makes me prefer the Mexicans' position slightly over the Croatians. What do you think about the chances of both sides, Arpad?
Yeah, I mean, this big field is very good. Very good for the Mexican player. And it's when you see 2 beepers already on the field, it's you get a bit. I mean, you don't want to go fight for it, right? And I mean, in this situation, I would try to put roads in that way, in a way that limits the field, and you hope that it doesn't grow bigger. Yeah, because you know that your opponent will try to block any chances from for you to join the field. Yeah, and
interesting spatial move here from Bluste, kind of protecting his city and then also reducing the impact of the farm. But as Lichi takes these row tile, we now witness a very interesting field situation, because excellent tile, city splitter, but no real good place to place it, because the main field is controlled by black meeples. It's just so menacing. I guess the best thing that Bluste can do is go over here and start a city like that, but that city is vulnerable. Or Bluste can go over here and start a city like this, but this is also vulnerable. And well, he sort of chooses the least of the 2 evils, the lesser of 2 evils. But I'm pretty sure this people, in many situations, is up for some suffering.
yeah, I mean, you don't want to drop a splitter tile on your opponent field unless you want to fight for that field later on. But it's quite fortunate for the Croatian player, the tile run out, because it looks like this field is get more and more restricted. You just need a straight road next to the second farmer, and it doesn't look that promising. I mean, it's already 12 points, but there's no guarantee that it will grow much larger.
Well, this one's, of course, quite painful for yellow. This two monastery is beautiful, and like, look at all these green squares. Something's happening in those green squares eventually. Like, Leach is continuing his road, attacking this city. I assume Bluest is gonna just bail out and finish his city, or he could be adventurous and instead clean off this city cap, which honestly I start quite liking. But no, he goes for the safer route, expands his lead on the scoreboard, and I think we're headed for an imbalance. Like, the way the Croatian player is playing this, and the way from their timing tells, I can tell what they're thinking. I think they want to play an imbalance. They never intend to attack this field. They want to keep it small. They want to have the long-term meeple advantage, and they want to use it in other ways, build up some features, maybe meeple a ruin or two, and at the very end, just like a cherry on top, sprinkle in a 6-point field or a 9-point field somewhere else into their scoring portfolio.
Yes, exactly.
Leach now just drops a tile, didn't find a good use to it. Bluest scoring quick points. Well, surely Leach should go over here and try to put some pressure on Bluest's meeple. Or what else do we do? Actually, I think I know what we do. A winning path for the Mexican player to overcome the loss on the scoreboard is to draw one of the two road monastery tiles and place it over here, finishing this road and bringing in 2 more cities into the field. And of course, just a insane number of green squares. But as Bluesta starts a new city next to his monastery in his opponent's fields quite unapologetically, Lychee has a difficult choice to make. He could make a standard move, kind of going over here and starting a new city and turning his road into Yellow City, or in order to keep the plan with the road monastery alive, exactly, he starts a new city at the top, and this is the move that I prefer.
Yes, I mean, certainly, if you have a field which you are controlling, you want to extend it. But it's obvious that Blueste will try to fight for the field, so he drops a farmer, and he needs only 1 more farmer to equalize the farmers.
Yeah, and actually I really like this farmer here by Blueste because it just puts so much pressure on his opponent, right? Because Lychee the Killer, in order to secure the field, would have needed to drop a 3rd farmer, but a 3rd farmer is quite the commitment. Oh, I think the first misstep by the Croatian player trying to connect to the field, yes, that's good, but why give your opponent road points? I think instead it was better to go over here and do this from the other side. Well, the Croatian must have had these reasons which will remain unknown forever. So we must continue. Lychee here with a city cap tile. I presume he's going to start a new city somewhere, maybe next to his monastery. Maybe here, trying to bother this fields connection and this Yellow City. Or here, trying to bother this Yellow City directly and maybe hoping to trap 2 of Yellow's meeples at the same time. Certainly a variety of options for the Mexican player. Instead, oh, look at such an interesting move. He prevented Blueste from completing his city cap immediately. At the very least, there's this nice, as Bogdan Kurkan would call, inspiration, or either of the Kurkan brothers would call it that. Well, let's see how it works for him.
I don't really like that because, I mean, if you are Blueste, you are happy because there's plenty of crossroads left, and when you join your meeple, you also get 3 points, and that was the drawback from the previous move, that you also give your opponent 3 points when you join to the field. But this way, you get the 3 points and also join to the field. So I'm not so sure about that move from Lychee the Killer. Or Lychy the Killer. How do you pronounce it? Lychy the Killer?
I think it's Lychy, yeah.
Lychy, okay.
Yeah. Hi Lorena, hi Bernard, hi Thomas, hi Manarori, hi Elias. Yeah, so Tomasz is here. Congrats for winning the spots in a round of 16 against the reigning world champion. It was a beautifully played duel. 11 points difference on the scoreboard. Bluest is now continuing his city at the bottom left, presumably waiting for a triple city tile and 2 other Doritos. This pattern could work. Lychy here tries to block this field's connection. Oh, this could turn out spicy.
I mean, the way this game goes, most likely it will be decided by who controls the field.
It does seem to it. And because of yellow's scoreboard lead, black will actually have to win the field outright in order to win the game. Whereas for yellow will be completely satisfied with maintaining parity on the field. And this is why the Croatian has the higher winning chances, if you ask me.
Yes. I mean, in the beginning, it was a bit rough situation for the Croatian player, but right now it looks completely okay, if you ask me. And yeah, I mean the Mexican player has right now has a meeple advantage, but both of his meeples on the road are in a bit of a rough situation, because you want to block your opponent from joining the field, which means your meeple will be blocked there, and on the top road, your opponent needs a simple road there to completely block from, and you don't get that meeple back, and it's only scores like 3 points, or I don't know. Let's see.
Did you see what just... Oh, wow.
No, why don't you go for the field?
I mean, think definitely yeah. If yeah. I think a field attack here was in order, but actually no, I think I really like this move, because the idea was simply to prevent the road monastery idea, because the thing why I made such face before as you were talking is right, because this guy was preparing to connect through a road monastery, and now this is impossible. Well, almost. It's actually still possible. You know how?
Yes.
Straight line, road monastery over here. Simple.
Yes. And you also have the big city, which you only need the Dorito to finish it. And let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's plenty of Doritos to finish it. So if you already have 12 points advantage, or no, 8 points.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah,
there we go. The Croatian players in the next round of the playoffs. Like, how do you come back from that?
Yeah, you need the field. You need the field.
Yeah. And the field is not enough. Like, it's just the field is not that big. It's 18 points.
Yes, I know, but if you, that play which you mentioned with the monastery with the road is still in play, and if you manage to pull that off, you get a 9 or 10 point road plus 2 extra cities on the field. That would be enough, in my opinion, to have a chance. But let's see how it plays out.
This could actually work. Leech is getting city points. Blueste, if he wants 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, he could just go here. Like, try to finish another rhombus. This will totally work. Oh, no, wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, there's only 1 Dorito tile remaining, so that, I guess, wouldn't be quite wise. I think his Blueste would just go here and neutralize Black City. Because all we care for now is just not give Black meeples back. That's it.
Yeah.
Still plenty of time on the clock. More than 2 minutes to complete this one move.
It's an interesting position, certainly. And yeah, I mean, if you're the Mexican player, there's 21 tiles left, but and why don't you meeple it? I mean,
That's
I don't know.
stingy. That's stingy. I don't like. Yeah, I'm not a fan of this because that's just not how these win percentages work. Just spend a meeple. It's
Yeah, I
gonna
mean,
be
you have an
fine.
extra. You have an extra meeple, so why don't you just meeple it? Right?
Yes. Okay, now don't go here.
Yeah. No. You just go. I mean, you just play for your opponent if you go that route, because I mean, I guess he knows what's the comeback play for the Mexican player, and you don't want to have him on that. So.
Ooh, farmer. I guess
Okay.
yeah, that makes sense. I mean, this could get blocked at some point, but this
Yeah,
farm is good in its own right.
yeah, but you pre-build a 4-point road, and is there vanilla city caps left? I think there's. So 1, 2, 3. Is there 2 city caps left?
Yep.
Yeah. So if that the city gets finished, even if it doesn't join the field, it's a 6-point field plus a 4-point road. It looks okay in my opinion. Okay, what do you do as the Mexican player? I mean,
I
even if you
agonize.
Yeah. I mean, you don't want to bring your opponent's meeple on the field, but you need some meeples back, and yeah, you just block your opponent from finishing the city. Yeah, but your opponent now is, gets into the field anyway. So
And he's now threatening a majority even.
yes.
This is just
Yeah.
painful.
Yeah, of course you don't. You don't want to free up your opponent meeple. Yeah. Yeah, it gets. Yeah, I mean, the problem for the Mexican player is that he's running out of tiles. Even if he gets back one of his meeples from the monastery, let's say, I don't think you have enough time for to fight back for the field.
Well, do we go here and actually bring in our opponent into the field and then just desperately hope for the monasteries? No. He decides that it's not the way to do things. And
Yeah,
Ballista just enjoys quick points.
Yeah, of course. There's a lot of places to get quick points. Okay, okay. Yeah, but
I
this is
love
the
that
last
idea.
But this is the last Andorito, right?
Yep, but Lychee had to try. He had to try.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, раз, два, три, четыре, пять, шесть, семь. Okay, maybe one last ditch attempt is like here and hope for the quadruple?
Yeah, I mean, what else you do? You have to go for it. No.
And you see, I knew this would happen. Like, Ballista does get into the field, but only at the, like, this patience, it's just beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, there's still 2 road monasteries, so something that could come here, but it looks like Lychee is not getting it.
Yeah, but as the Mexican player, as Lychee the killer, you had plenty of time to to put a straight road there. And okay, you don't want to do that because you let your opponent's farmer join the farm, but you will end up that way anyway. And yeah, I mean, yeah, it's brutal.
Oh, I know, no. We go here. We have to go here and drop a farmer, because okay, be precise. Finish it with beauty. Because there's still 1 road monastery remaining, which Black wants to put. No, not on the other side. Well, yeah, whatevs. But would have been. But now it's just okay.
Yeah, I mean, even if it happens, your opponent only just equalizes. I mean, you share the big field, and it's not enough for your opponent because it's like 30 points behind. But yes.
Yeah, well, the Croatian player proved dominant in this duel. Very interesting development how Black managed to seize an early control of a very nice field, and Yellow was very patient kind of with his win conditions. First of all, decided to play an imbalance, just build points elsewhere, and then decided that once the city here on the field was started, then there was sufficient justification to actually try and get 2 meeples in. So great patience here by the Croatian, and he got it all. He got the cities, he got the quick points, he got the meeple advantage, and he got the field majority. Not equalization, but majority. I mean, this is something else. Commiserations to Lychee and our Mexican fans, which I think are most of our viewers, although somebody was rooting for Croatia. And congratulations to Zvonimir on his advancement to the next round. Well, let me just... Oh, I should have updated the score on the previous duel. Of course, Kuri won and Bluste won, but this is how it always happens. Yeah, thanks, Elias, for updating us on the pronunciation on Lychee. Turns out we were correct. Yes, so it was a great idea for Lychee to try and get a city back. There was this last-ditch effort of getting a Dorito over here. Surely this would have turned out quite beautiful, but it wasn't meant to be. And the Croatian is in the next round of playoffs. Speaking of which, what do we have over here? So playoff round 1. These are the pairings for next round. Someone you know, Siegfried, that will be the repeat of a video that I made called The Most Dramatic Game of 2021. Like, you have to watch that. That was precisely between Siegfried and someone you know at the World Cup of 2021. Laurier, Stronthio, also equal match. Naleheim against Matej Tabak. I mean, here certainly the Finn would have to be the favorite. Mujacello against Lychee. Here the Lithuanian has to be the favorite. Bluste will be now pairing against Vladimir Chendev with the screen name 71st. I mean, this will be a very close match. I would even put, after today's performance, I would even rate the Croatian as a slight favorite because of his excellent form. But of course, Vladimir is outrated significantly and has a lot of experience in World Championship, played in the finals of the World Championships 2023. Vivian Chalot against Claudio Jorquera, the next pair. Surely the high-rated Frenchman will be the favorite. Probably the match of the week, which I will try to stream, will be Xiang Yuqin, with the screen name Self-Evident 2, who reached the semi-finals of the World Champion in Essen, and who also gained first place in the World Team Carcassonne Championship 2023 as part of Team China. Was basically Team China's one of the most 2 important strikers. We'll be playing against Tomasz Preuss, the player whom we witnessed just an hour ago. And finally, yours truly will be playing against the Czech player with the screen name Poissy 118. I will do my best to make it worth your while. So I'll try to stream as many of these games as possible, and even before that there will going to be a little bit of a giveaway announcement relating for the Carcassonne Champions League, a little game, prediction game, which some of you might enjoy playing. I'm not going to announce it now, just planning to make a separate video so that everybody sees that, and so just stay tuned on what's happening on this channel. So Arpad, between all these, I'm not sure actually if you see them, but between these duels that I mentioned, anyone that you're particularly keen to watch yourself?
Yes, I mean, there's like, I think 2, which I think there will be the most interesting. One of them is the Self-Evident versus US Kuti. And the other one is someone you know versus Siegfried. I know Siegfried personally, and I know that he's a great player. And I know that video that you are talking about. I watched that, and I saw that match, and it's really a great match. So I'm really curious what will happen there. So I will be honest, I will be rooting for Siegfried, but I hope that it will be a close match and a 2-1 match in the Hungarians' favor.
Yeah, I think it should be a close match, and definitely if anybody can give Vladimir Kovalev a fight, it has to be Siegfried, because he has like this style which is a bit uncomfortable to deal with, you know, a bit conservative, but he's very precise with blocking, for example, and then if you just lose 2 meeples against him, like, what are you gonna do? Alrighty, so before we wrap up, any questions to my guest Arpad Gere here? Just a reminder, by the way, G-Rapper on Board Game Arena, 2022 World Champion, and member of Team Romania and a variety of other tournaments. Not gonna make any stream announcement just yet. Actually, let's have a look. Is anything scheduled at all? No, this is playoff round 1, but is anything scheduled from here? Ah, so we already know when Siegfried is going to play. Look at this. You're going to have to love this match because it's going to be played on St. Valentine's. Someone you know against Siegfried. So if you have a date, bring them to the TV screens if I manage to stream that. I mean,
Why?
I had to mention it. I had to go there. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to watch it, but you know, I have a wife, and I don't want to make her angry. So.
But I mean, does she play Carcassonne? That would be just the perfect evening.
Yeah,
to
it's
spend
not
with a
the
loved
most.
one.
It's not the most romantic, but
Like, I'll make it worth your while. Like, I learned lines in Hungarian just so that you watch it.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
We will see.
Well, anyway, so schedule will be announced shortly, and that's gonna be it for now. Do meeple the like button, do spread info about this channel, and subscribe. And it was a pleasure to spend these last 2 hours with you, Arpad.
Yeah, it was a pleasure for me too. Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, cheers. And thank y'all, everybody, for watching. And I'ma see you soon.
Bye bye.